we hear a lot. Well, I've done some research myself, and I've been seeing that you're very, very talented at what you do. You're a classically trained pianist and singer. How long have you been playing the piano and performing? Where did you receive your classical training?
Thank you. First, thank you for that compliment. So I've been doing piano on and off since I was 15. I've been consistent the last 5 years. With singing, I've been singing since I was 9. I'm actually classically trained with voice and piano. That started when I was 15 as well. The lady that taught me classical piano, she's also the one that taught me classical singing. But I have a current vocal coach who she's classically trained herself, but we do contemporary and R&B.
Okay. So for those who may not really know the difference, what is classical pianist and classical singing compared to maybe some other genres?
Right. So classical is more of like Beethoven, Mozart, Bach. It's much more structured. A lot of people may say it's more like strict. That comes with playing and also singing. It's more traditional in regards to following like certain guidelines in music, whereas other contemporary genres such as R&B and pop and jazz, a lot of that has to do with improv, feeling, emotion. It's more, to me, it's more freeing, whereas classical can kind of be more restricted or just more like by the book. So everything's more precise.
Okay. So after breaking down, the differences between the genres, what are your favorite genres and styles, and who are some musical influences in your life?
Yeah, even though I'm classically trained, R&B is my first love. Like I'm crazy about R&B. I have an old soul, so my top 2 musical inspirations are Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston, hands down. I'm like probably a little too obsessed with them. But I'm also a huge fan of, because I'm a songwriter as well, so Smokey Robinson is my all-time favorite songwriter. I'm influenced by Janet Jackson, Jackson 5, some hip-hop artists, Lauryn Hill, Tupac, Shakur. I'm also a huge Beyonce fan. Grew up listening to Mariah Carey, a lot of R&B artists as well, like Escape, Brandy, Monica, just
Absolutely. Those are some notable artists there. I can definitely see why they could be of inspiration to you, because they are definitely an inspiration to me. And I'm not even involved heavily in the music. I did a little bit of music. I played a little band when I was growing up.
Oh, what you play? What you play? I always got to
I was in percussion, so I did like the xylophone, the keyboard, the drums, just the percussion instruments in general. So, I'm not a professional. Didn't go too far with it, but I dibbled and dabbled a little bit inside of some band instruments.
That's cool. Oh, did you notice Whitney Houston's on my shirt? As a matter of fact, I forgot I had her on my shirt.
She is on your shirt. Rest in peace to the legend.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what inspired you? Because I saw on your page that you did a DMX. You recreated DMX's song, and it was phenomenal on the piano. Never heard it that way. So what inspired you to create the beautiful DMX piano medley? And what are the titles of a few other songs and music that you performed and written?
Thank you. Well, what inspired me, unfortunately, he just passed not too long ago. I've always been a fan of his music. One of my sisters is his biggest fan, like literally his biggest fan. My sister, Khadijah Kareem, we met him with her back in 2007. And, even though I wasn't as big of a fan as she was, he was still a part of my childhood, a lot of good memories. I was just as shocked and hurt by his passing as everybody else. And being as though I love music and I love playing, and I had already did like a series of previous piano medleys, I was like, I'll just do one with his. And of course, with her approval, I had to, let her look at it first. Like, is this good? I need to get the approval from the number one fan. Yeah,
I guess that's actually, a good question. There is, how do you get the approval of the music that you play or that you write? Like, who is in your circle that tells you yay or nay to what it is that you want to put out?
Yeah. Well, first off, I'm surrounded by people who ain't got no problem with keeping it real, telling you how it is. I'm surrounded by harsh critics. So I'll probably like send a clip, because I have 3 sisters, so I'll send a clip to each of them. my vocal coach, because she's like legendary in the Philadelphia area, but she's
Mhm.
also real, so she's gonna give me good feedback. And then my mom, she actually knows, she doesn't do it publicly, but she knows how to sing. Her father was a singer. She has
Mhm.
perfect pitch, and she don't got no problem with telling me if it's not up to par.
Right. That's good. We need those
Yeah,
who are going to keep it real with this because
yeah,
I remember watching some like reality TV shows that dealt with singing, and there would
yeah,
be some people trying out, I'd be like, oh
yeah.
no one told them that they couldn't sing. So
Right.
it's
But
good.
a lot of that, I'm sorry, a lot of
Yeah,
that is for like shock value. Because if you go there in person, you have to get to certain levels before you can even get to them. So it's like the ones that are bad, I think they kind of put them on there for like TV purposes.
right. That is true. They probably do put those on there. Definitely like, nah, don't cut it out. We need that for the viewership.
Yeah.
So you spoke a lot about the different genres in the beginning, and you spoke on your love for R&B and the different influences in your life, and you have a very diverse portfolio of influences and styles that pretty much this to me seems like that makes you up your musical talents, however it makes you up. And so how did you become so versatile as a pianist, a singer, composer, author, and music publisher?
Oh, well, thank you for that. I'm obsessed with music. It's literally my life. I guess I have to credit my mom for that. I can remember like 4 or 5 years old, her just playing like all kind of records, from her childhood and stuff. And like I always had an old soul, so I just think I was, literally born to do this. Being versatile with different genres, that kind of happened by accident, because when I first got into classical training, I really didn't want to do it because I just only knew about R&B, and I didn't really understand the connection. And my classical teacher, R&B is actually her first love. And a lot of the people I liked, she liked, but I thought she was just pandering to me. I'm gonna be honest, I was one of her few black students. So I just thought like, okay, she's just trying to say that to pander to me, until I actually
Mhm.
got around her and seen the CDs and stuff. And then when she explained to me, a lot of the artists I listened to were classically trained themselves. And then when I would like go back and listen to Whitney and notice her mouth placement and certain stuff she would do, I'm like, oh, she is singing like a classical singer. And that's when I kind of fell in love with doing different genres and different styles.
Right. So what benefits come with being classically trained in whatever instrument or art
Yeah.
that you get into?
Yeah, it's really a lot of great benefits. Classical singing prepares you to sing any kind of music because of the technique that it does. It works
Mhm.
wonders. And even with classical playing, because it's such a strict and like really tedious style, then when you play other styles that are more freeing, you're kind of
Mhm.
already like advanced.
Okay. Makes a lot more sense. That definitely because
Yeah,
like you said, it's emotion with the more freeing styles.
right.
So if you're classically trained, I would assume that you know how to hit the right pitches and notes whenever you're feeling it in those moments. So
Right.
it that kind of moves me into my next question because you're an independent songwriter, composer, pianist, music publisher, and author. So what advice do you give other musicians or singers who are attempting to learn the music business and navigate it as an independent artist?
Yeah. Well, the first thing I would tell them, yeah, definitely learn the business side. It's imperative, especially with the climate that we're in now.
Hmm.
The great thing is we have like Google, you have YouTube. You can literally YouTube like a music business class or a music business course. I would also say study, because everybody has somebody like look up to musically. So
Hmm.
I would say watch, don't just listen to their songs, listen to their interviews and study their route, like their journey. Because that's another thing I did. I would always look at documentaries and different like interviews with the artists that I looked up to. So I would listen to like not just the music side. I would also listen to what
Hmm.
their take was on the business side. Another way you can learn about the business side, I actually have my book here where I actually wrote about tips and how to make it as an independent artist and how to basically control your own career and how that lines with doing for self and being an entrepreneur and how that all ties in.
Okay. And so I would say because you spoke about learning about the business side.
Yeah.
So what just give the audience a quick study lesson, if you will. What's the first thing or the main thing they should really look into if they're starting out? Say, man, I'm trying to look into the business side of this music, but I don't really know where to start. where should they start? That way they have a solid foundation.
Right. Publishing. So publishing is literally how you get paid. It's literally how you stop people from stealing your songs. It's literally when you hear about artists going through things with the labels and their catalog. All of that is about publishing. And then I would say copyright, because copyright and publishing, they go hand in hand. You can't do one without the other. And then sign up with a performing rights organization. That's either ASCAP or BMI, because you have to register as a songwriter with them first before you can even get your songs published. So it's like that's why I wrote a book on it, because it is a lot of steps to it. It's like a trickle down.
Oh wow! So you wrote a book. Okay. Yeah. So what is the title of your book?
So it's called Mogul: Learning the Music Business as an Independent Artist. Written by myself, Aisha Kareem. And each chapter it has a segment. So it has a chapter for publishing, then a chapter for royalties, a chapter for copyrights, song splits, how to sign up for a performing rights organization, because you know there are different like fees involved and whatnot.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. That's important. So for those who are out there and they want to get into the music publishing industry, please check out our sister's book there, because that's going to give you a nice solid foundation of where to start on how, so that way you don't get, for lack of better words, screwed over in this music industry here. How do you balance everything? You do a lot. So how do you keep it all balanced?
I don't. I'm always on the go. I need to learn how to balance it better. But no, I'm kind of like known for kind of being always on the go and running around and stuff. But I am trying to work on it, because that's not cool. I actually I kind of got a verbal beating from my vocal coach yesterday about wearing myself, spreading myself thin. So.
Okay. Well, yeah, absolutely. Time management, that's not one of my strong suits either. Yeah. So me and you both are working on time management and keeping ourselves organized. Can people book you to perform at various events? And how can we contact you to purchase your works?
Absolutely. But they can book me, and they can also purchase my works on my site, which is askmpublishing.com. Or you can just hit me up on social media. My Instagram is Aisha Songstress, and I'm also on Facebook as Aisha Kareem.
Awesome. Thank you again, sister, for joining us tonight and giving us that wonderful information on music and the music industry. I'm sure a lot of people have enjoyed that tonight and definitely have found that information helpful.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You have a great night.
You too.
Thank you. Let us pause for announcements from our sponsors. When we return, Greg McKenzie will give insight on the upcoming African Liberation Day and what it means to our community. We'll be right back.
Be a part of the force that powers truth in journalism. Your support helps to combat false media. Cash App NNV News.
Asiatic Minds, online education, helping our children to discover their God-given skills, gifts, talents, and passion that will allow them to see their greatness as well as the greatness of our people. And upon discovering that greatness, infusing them with the desire to use it for the betterment of themselves, their families, our people, and the world. Classes begin September 1st. To enroll, visit AsiaticMinds.com.
This is Sister Sajda Muhammad. We are proud to announce that the Sajda House commemorative Elijah coins are finally here. This priceless heirloom, made from recycled copper from the messenger's home, is now available at sajdahouse.com.
Please make sure you leave your comments and questions in the comment section below. Follow us on Facebook, National Network View, and make sure to check us out on Twitter as well, National Network View. This is Sergio Gutierrez with National Network View, signing off.